The question is that the House to now adjourn. The member for Fadden.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to support the plan to build an AFL stadium in Helensvale in my electorate as the home ground for the 17th AFL franchise team that will come to the Gold Coast. I also rise to call on the Labor state government in Queensland to work with the Gold Coast City Council with respect to including Helensvale as a station for the light rail hub. Helensvale is the fastest growing electorate in the nation. It's grown by 31.6% between 2001 and 2006. The fact that Helensvale is actually being viewed as a potential home for the new AFL stadium is testimony to the strength of the economy in the local area and indeed the growth in Fadden. The local community in Fadden, particularly in Helensvale, has exploded with a light rail station, Helensvale Station, new developments, a shopping centre and now possibly an AFL stadium. The state government is progressing with the light rail, having announced that that will be the preferred way of moving for a mass transit system. But the closest station to Helensvale that is currently being considered is at Harbour Town, which is 5.5 kilometres away from where Helensvale is. If we look at the new stadium built at Robina, it showed conclusively that new business precincts have been set up surrounding the station, increased numbers of tourists, and of course tens of thousands of people come along on game night. It is incongruous to consider that a new light rail system would go in to provide mass transit across the Gold Coast, but it wouldn't take the light rail system to Helensvale, where it's proposed for a new AFL stadium to be. There is a railway station at Helensvale for the electric train system, which moves mass numbers of passengers north and south towards Brisbane and the New South Wales border respectively, but nothing that moves east-west, which is why having a light rail station at Helensvale makes an enormous amount of sense. If we assume that the GC17 bid is successful, and I certainly hope it is, and if we assume that the Helensvale Stadium is built at Helensvale, and I hope it is, it makes sense to have the light rail there, and I join in supporting His Worship the Mayor, Ron Clark, in making sure that a light rail station is indeed at Helensvale. I hope the Bligh Labor government will seriously review the current light rail plan, include funding for Helensvale Station, and I also wish the Gold Coast GC17 and their 20,000 supporters, of which I am also one, the best of luck in procuring the 17th national team licence to play AFL on the Gold Coast in 2011. I'll also encourage, as conclusion, Mr Speaker, the work of Bravehearts and its founder and CEO, Hetty Johnson. It was great to see so many members of both parties wearing a Bravehearts badge to recognise and support White Balloon Day next Tuesday, the 9th of September, and indeed National Child Protection Week next week. Our society, and indeed myself, and I hope I speak for all members of Parliament, will not accept child sexual assault or abuse in our communities. It's interesting that Bravehearts reported that as a result of the first White Balloon Day and other initiatives, that the number of disclosures of child sexual assault increased by over 500%. I encourage the community to support the great work of Bravehearts and other child advocate organisations, and especially to make a stand and statement next week and indeed on Tuesday the 9th for White Balloon Day.